بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد خاتم الرسل النبيين ونتبعه بإحسان يوم الدين. So today, inshallah, we're going to spend about 25 minutes to talk about quick hacks for using Google Slides as a graphic design tool. We know Google Slides is more of a presentation tool, but it could also provide you the ability to do really good looking brochures, flyers, presentations, documents quickly, easily, and very cheap. So we'll share some quick hacks, and we'll use the second quarter infographic from Ilya that the youth have put together, this document here that's in the background, there it is, as an example to spice it up a bit. This is an infographic or a second quarter report done on Google Slides, and we're just going to spice it up a bit, make it look a little bit more appealing and different, and inshallah in 20 minutes we'll see how we've used a free tool that's at the disposal of pretty much everyone. Now there are other specialized tools that can give you extra kind of features and capabilities, but the question is, do you really need them for your everyday type of digital design? The answer is not really. You can go buy a race car which has a lot of muscle. It has, 500 horsepower. It can go up to 100 miles in 3 seconds. But is that the best car to go get your groceries? Probably not. It's going to burn a lot of gas. It's expensive. Its insurance is costly. It might not fit in your parking spots at the shopping center, and et cetera, et cetera. But, your regular $20,000 car can do the job very nicely. Is there a need for a race car? Absolutely. Is there a need for a regular, average car? Yes, as well. And this is kind of the crux here. So as an engineer, what we learned in engineering school is good engineers build optimum solutions. What does that mean? It means the most economical solution for the problem at hand, right? If the problem is I need to do a quick flyer in 15 minutes, it doesn't really make any sense to go get a heavy weight tool to do a lot of stuff, right? If you have a cheaper tool or a tool that can do things quicker, that's a better use of resources. So optimum or optimization is about doing what's most logical, most appropriate, not necessarily the best, all right? So this might not be the best looking document when we're done, but it's going to be the most cost effective, the most economical. So first of all, let's get started here with the basics. First, as we always say, first things come first, the basics. What are the basics? Any good looking document, credible document, brochure, flyer, essay, spreadsheet, whatever it is, has to meet some bare minimum quality standards. For example, it should not have any typos. It should abide by common style and grammar. So when we look here at this screen, you will see there's some typos and mistakes. The name of the organization is not in caps here in the word institute. So you got 3 caps, but the 4th here is not in caps. So that's a big typo. That's a big no-no. So you want to make that, a cap. So that's number 1. These are bare, straightforward things that need to be fixed. It has nothing to do with the tool. This is just common quality standards. The next thing, what is this report really about? It's about the second quarter performance. So the focus needs to be on second quarter. It is for Islamic Leadership Institute of America, but however, we're not focused so much on the institute specifically. We're focused on the institute's performance during second quarter. So really second quarter 2020 needs to be highlighted. That needs to be the biggest thing on the screen, on the page, not the name of the organization, especially that you have the name here very clearly visible in the form of a logo, right? So second thing we need to do is make this smaller. Instead of 55 size, we can make it down maybe to something like that, 36 or so. Where it's still big, and it's looking decent. Now, there's another typo here. Just notice that the L, again, it's lowercase. So again, this L needs to be changed. So see, in the title itself, we found 2 mistakes. Now, you put your title up top here where it looks nice and you know, at the top here, it gives it credibility and you know, status. And then you bring your second quarter down below and you bold this up. You make this bigger. So now this is the one that could be, you know, maybe 60 size or 52, for example. We make it bold and we try to align it to the text above it. So we can even make it a little bigger where it stretches between the I in Institute and the A in America. So we'll keep adding it up, making it bigger. There you go. Now the focus is on the second quarter, 2020. There you go. It looks much more visible now. And we can make the box a little bigger so we can play with it easier. Right, there we go. 2020 second quarter. Now, what about 2020 second quarter? I mean, what is it? We need to explain what this is. So then we can put underneath it accomplishments or quarterly report, something like that, right? So we're going to go ahead and do another text box. And it'll be preferable to use the same color and font as above. We take that, we move it down here, and we change this, we say quarterly report. All right, so now it's very clear that this is a quarterly report, and we can adjust our box. And again, we might want to make this slightly bigger so it fits nicely between these two lines. So let's maybe push it up to 42 or something. There we go. Now it's all nice and aligned. All right, cool. Now the page still looks a little disjoint. You know, the logo is nice. It's a little big. Maybe we could shrink it slightly, especially that there's not enough margin here. If someone wants to print this on a printer, it might cut it off depending on the type of the printer. So let's make this a little smaller. There you go. And you got some space here, space here. You want your spaces around the logo to be consistent. You don't want like your logo, for example, to be like this, where you have more space on this side than that side. So you want to make things symmetric. These corners are fine. They look okay. We won't touch those. Now let's look at the bottom. What do we see here that needs to be adjusted? A couple of things. First, there's inconsistency in the phone number. If you're going to put the 1, then you need to put a dash or take it out. But no one, we know in the United States, we don't have 4 digits at the beginning of any phone number. It's 3 digits area code, followed by 3 digits for the central office, and then 4 digits for the local number. If you want to use the international code, which is the 1, we really don't have international stakeholders, customers, or students. So it really doesn't matter that 1 at all. We can really remove it because we are in the United States. This is not intended to go outside of the United States. But if you really want to keep the 1, then you need to put a dash here. So now it's looking good and nice. The other thing here, when I clicked on this text, it opened up a hyperlink. It took us to the Google page. It's fine. If you want to hyperlink it to our Google page, that's fine. These icons are nice. They look good. But again, do we need the word United States? I don't think so. I mean, again, this is not going to be used outside of the country. So I would remove United States. I would stretch this out a little bit and try to bring that zip code on the first line next to the state. This way it's all in one line. It looks nice and, you know, instead of cluttered. And then we can move these icons a little bit to the left. So we gotta play with this text box a bit. I'm gonna close this thing here, remove that. So we're gonna move these icons, oops, to the left. We just highlight them, we click Control, and you click on them so you can move them all together like this. And then you take your text box and move it here. And you want, this text box is really weird. It's not a standard text box. I think there's, it's a copy and paste from someplace. But anyway, let's try to see if we can make it look nice. They're not totally aligned. So one easier way to do this is to have 4 text boxes. This way you can control their locations much easier. So we're gonna use, let's do this. Let's just copy it 4 times or 3 more times. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, so now we got 4 text boxes. We're gonna clean them up. We'll remove all this stuff. We got that. We'll move this guy here next to the phone. Google is cool. It tells you, it gives you a center line and stuff so you can adjust things. So there you go. So that's the first one. The second one we'll do for the email address. We'll remove all this stuff. We'll move this gal here. All right, and then, you know, you want to align it manually. There you go. Brush it down a bit. So now they're more controllable. This icon can slightly go down a little notch. There it goes. And we'll make this one for the website. Now, what's more important these days than the address is really the Instagram and the Twitter, the social media handlers. That's where people are on. They're online. No one is going to write you a letter and send it to you to your address. But if you want to make it just look formal and keep the street address, that's fine. We can move it down here. All right, and adjust it a bit. So now we got more control. We want to check the fonts and the sizes. You want to make sure this is the same size. This is 18 Oswald, 18 Oswald, 18 Oswald. All right, so we're cool. For some reason, this phone number looks a little out of sync with the rest. I think now it's good. All right, so we got this stuff. Not too bad. I think we can move on. Like I was saying, it would be nice to add the Twitter and Instagram somewhere here, but let's move on for the sake of time. So next page, we have words from the president. Let's look at these comments here. Reduce the fonts. Okay, this is resolved. We got a picture, a few words, the name of the document at the top. That's fine. So maybe here they're calling it 2020 impact. So instead of quarterly report, we can say quarterly impact. All right. Maybe that's the name we would end up using. Let's see here also if we can align this in this format. Yeah, that won't work very nice. So we'll keep it the way it was. There we go. All right, moving on to page 3. This is where the cool stuff starts. So page 3 here, you got these boxes, some text that's really hard to see screenshots. So I don't know how useful it is for the viewer. It might be actually frustrating. So you want to change this a little bit. Let's look at the rest of the document so we can come up with a strategy. So before we start editing and making changes, we'll look at the whole document to get an idea. All right. So here's page 4, the same theme, boxes, but different color. Page 5, it kind of is getting boring now because you have these weird looking boxes with text in them, and it's repetitive between purple and blue. With some images, it's just too much on the page. No, smooth transition from one part to another. So it's very distracting to the viewer, and probably by page 5, the viewer has lost interest in the document. Financials is very disjoint. You got something at the top, bottom, and a lot of weird white space. So let's change this a bit. Before we change it, let's take a look at samples. What do other people do? So we got a couple of samples here that I'll bring on the screen to show. So here's an example of a youth organization called Bridges, and this is their community report. Cover sheet looks really nice, smooth. You got some colors, vibrant, reflecting youth. They're very clear, 2014 community report. So see the comment I made earlier about the organization versus the name of the document. Here it's very clear. The name of the document is what stands up in your face. And the organization is up here with their logo on the main page. So we kind of fixed that. We adjusted that in our sample here. So we got now the report showing. Let's look here. So you see background colors. There's a picture, you know, a young person showing her peers, and this is the message from the president, sort of similar to what we got on our page 2, which is good. So I think our page 2 is fine. As a matter of fact, I would say it's better than this one because the text here is not as strong contrast with the green. I think what Bridges could have done better is use white text. White and green are good contrast. That's why they do the street signs in green and white, because it is very good contrast combination. White and black as well, and you know, white and blue or dark blue. They don't do the street signs in blue because it's going to be hard to see at night, or black. So they use it in green and they make it phosphoric so it can shine when the lights come on it. But anyway, I think here they could have done a better job putting white text rather than this purple text. But the purple text matches their banner at the top. So not too bad of an idea, but I think they could have done a little better job. All right, let's look at their third page. So they got white background, some text, colors, very clear what they're doing, and it shows a trend, a progression. So they connected 5,100 students to collaborate over 1,900 people, and they changed 32 people had internship experiences. So really nice, very high level story showing the progression or the different types of things that they do. And maybe we can adopt a similar type of representation of some of what we've done. They have their mission and their approach because they want to remind people this is really a good idea. You should not expect your reader to remember what your mission is from one quarter to another. Plus, there could be new people who just joined the organization in the last 90 days where they never knew what your mission is. So I think this is a great idea. We should probably steal that and put here a slide that talks about our mission. And the way I would do this slide, so we'll take out all this stuff, all right, a blank slide. I'll make a background color. Why use white throughout the whole presentation? So let's use a background color. And since our scheme here is, as you can see, on the first page, it's blue for the most part, dark blue, light blue, and purple. Maybe we can try purple or blue. So let's try one of the two. Let's see this purple. Doesn't look too bad. If you want to stick with purple for this edition, let's see if we can change this to a different style of purple, like that one here. Not bad. As a matter of fact, I think it's aligned nicely with the rest of the page. So maybe we stick to these colors. All right, and maybe we do the same thing here. We use that same purple color. So here we can go and choose this one. Yeah, it's not bad. So we'll try things out. All right, so now here, let's put our mission. You want to be quick and agile. You don't want to really repeat yourself one quarter to another. So you really want to grab some blocks of text and just plop them in here. So let's go and look at the first quarter, or actually let's look at second quarter 2019. Let's see how that one looks. All right, where is it? We can't find it. 2Q 2019. Okay, let's just type 2Q and do presentations. All right, it's not coming up. It's gonna be tough to find. Let's do 2019, see what comes up. All right. All right, let's look for here, 1Q 2019 infographic. There we go. So let's try to see if we can steal some pre-formatted text, like this block, for example. If this is a block, there we go. This is awesome. We can just take that from a previous, we got to have templates because that makes our lives much easier. You can keep it like this and make some design on your page that looks, you know, giving you some sort of progression. So let's change the text here. For now, we'll keep it like that. Instead of making it straight, we'll use white. Simple. And in here, we can use something like yellow. That doesn't look too bad. All right. We don't want too many colors, but maybe we stick to purple and yellow throughout this document. So let's try that. So that's our vision, and then we'll just grab our mission from here. And I know recently the group has changed their mission statement. Now we can adjust this to make it parallel to the other block. And there we go. It could be something like that. Over here. And we'll make the mission also yellow. And this will be white. Oops, I chose the wrong thing. This will be white. All right. And we can grab the updated mission from the website. We go here. The updated mission is easier to understand by a lay person, someone who is just an average person in the community. So we'll copy. This is the mission statement that the youth have come up with recently. We'll take that and just plop it in here. And to retain the formatting of what you currently have, you're gonna paste it as without formatting. So it takes the format, it's gonna inherit the format that's on the page, on the Google slide. If you do paste, it's gonna paste it with whatever you copied from the website. So we don't want that. We're gonna do paste without formatting, so there you go. All right, it's kind of long, but it's okay. We're gonna make this bigger so it fits nice. And what we'll do is align it like this. Both, we'll justify it from both sides. So it looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So you got your mission, and we're gonna adjust it slightly. Maybe we switch the two boxes. We put the mission at the top and the vision beneath it. So there you go, your mission and your vision. And you kind of put some, let's make that a little more parallel to the one above it. There you go. All right, now the page needs a little bit of excitement, right? So maybe we can put some colors, not colors, but some graphics that shows a direction, like we're moving fast or something. So we can use some shapes or arrows or things like that. Let's see what we got here. Again, we're trying to be quick and easy. Let's see. All right, arrows, what do they got? This is a nice arrow. Maybe we tried that one. So let's do an arrow. There you go. Not really what we're looking for. All right, let's go back here. And let's see what else we got. Callouts. We can make a couple of callouts. So we can have a picture of a young person, for example. Let's try this one. Nah, that's not what we want. All right, let's look for something else. Where is it? Callouts. Here, that one. All right, so let's delete this. This could be nice and yellow. Maybe we change the color here. So format, let's see, how do you change instead of gray? Let's use yellow. There we go. It is a bit bright, so maybe we change our yellows to a lighter yellow. That's too dull. Maybe we do something special, but for now, let's use it like that. And then we got maybe one of the youth saying something here. So let's choose someone from this group here. Let's take Alawi. All right, now if we can crop Alawi's picture where we have his face just showing, that would be best, because we also don't want this white background. So that's going to require an advanced tool. That's something you can't do in Google. So let's can that idea. But we'll put a few quotes here from some of our youth. I know we did a couple of classes and some of the youth said good things about them. So for example, we can put here, the class was very beneficial. And Sumaya can add here details because she's the one who did the survey and we learned a lot. All right, and then we just put here the name of that student. So, you know, some spaces and whoever said that student name. All right, and another quote here. And that's really it. What we could do, we could use some effects. So for example, we can really quickly get a triangle and rotate it like this. Push it up here. Rotate it a little bit more. Oops. Make it parallel to this stuff. There you go. Push it up. Make it bigger. So now you got bigger here as well. All right, and we can push these two boxes a little bit down. There we go. Push this triangle a little bit up. All right, and let's make it yellow. So now you got some effects on the page. If you look at this, this is too bright. We'll use that other one we did here. Yep. We're going to remove the line, so no borders. All right, so now if you look at this page, this is what it's looking like. Not too bad. I mean, it's much more engaging than the boring white page that we had. All right, let's move on to page 4. We need to fix 4. So we can decide now, when we look at these things, when you open it up, if this is printed, this is your cover. This is your cover. You open it up, you're going to see slide 2 and 3 next to each other, right? So this slide and that slide would be next to each other. So it's nice to have the purple here and the purple banner. Now, 4 and 5 will be in front of each other. So you want to have a consistent theme between 4 and 5. So let's choose maybe a slightly different theme for 4 and 5. Let's go back to the bridges example and see what these guys have done. So here they got white. They're using green here, as you can see at the top and the bottom. They repeat the green with different grading and you know, some kind of special effects with yellow. But this page is more yellow than this page. You look at the next one, and again, this page, our impact here, this is going to be in front of that one when you print it out. This page is more pink, as you can tell at the top, pink and blue. They're trying to appeal to both genders. Typically, people have associated pink color with the female gender and blue with the male. So they're kind of being here very diverse. They're putting pink at the top, blue at the bottom. And then the next page, they still, because these two pages, again, will be face to face next to each other when you print it out. They're using the two colors again, but they're merging them at the top and the bottom. And they reintroduce yellow, because the last page of the document, the back sheet, is yellow as well. So you can see the transition, really, really nice thought here. From pink to blue, pink, blue, transitioning to yellow for the last page, which is yellow, and it ends with yellow. So we can get ideas. So we had used purple and yellow here. Maybe we transition this to yellow. So instead of blue here, let's put, you know, something like this, and let's grade it. So let's do a little bit more special effects here. We're going to go to gradient, and we're going to click here, for example, like this. We're going to remove the borders. We don't want any borders. That's not bad. So now we have this type of color. We can change these boxes to brown then. So now we're transitioning to brown. and we need to fix some of these images. So now, a bridge between ILEA and the community. What is this really trying to say? We're trying to talk about the impact, right? So what did our outreach team do to impact the community? We created a bridge. So that's what you want to say. ILEA. What does it mean created a bridge between ILEA and the community? That's the impact of the outreach team. That's great, but people outside don't care about that. What they care about is maybe that the outreach team was able to provide content to keep the community engaged and connected, right? With their dean, with things that matter to them. So we say here, ILEA, so maybe we say keeping the youth connected to their identity and peers, something like that. That's really the impact. If I'm an outsider, if I'm a parent, that's what I care about. Did you keep my kids connected to their identity? So I think that's a nice message. Let's keep that same color theme. So we're using brown now. We're going to use a brown like this. Oops, not that one. We're going to use, where's the text here? We'll use this color. And now the page needs to get cleaned up a bit. It's too busy, too much stuff. So here at ILEA, we value the importance of outreach team as the team relays information to the community, providing tips, news, and programs. Instead of all of this stuff, this is where you can put, these are hard to see. So I think we'll remove these images. All right, these are very hard to see. And instead of the images, you put statistics. So talk about your tips, news, and programs. So here, just say, make smaller boxes. And if you want to keep this theme for this page, that's fine. Just copy and paste. So something like that. Let's move this box out of the way. Let's copy that. All right, something like that, something like that. All right, now let's look at that. Let's talk about tips. How many tips have we published? I don't know off the top of my head, but someone needs to figure this out. So maybe we did 50 Twitter posts or something, right? So you say 50 plus. If you can't get the exact number, like if you know it's between 50 and 60 or something, you can say 50 Twitter posts on, 50 motivational Twitter posts, something like that. All right. And then news, how many press releases have we done? Maybe 6. So 6 press releases with total viewership of, and then you go to prlog.org and you get the total for the press releases, let's say 2,000 plus, 2,000 news agencies. And you want to say here 6 press releases with 200 plus media views. All right, so these are views by the media. And similarly, you say here what you've done on Instagram. All right, so whatever it is, 30 plus Instagram posts. If there's something unique this quarter about your Instagram or your social media, maybe you had one post that got 400 likes or something, right? Maybe the highest likes ever. So you can say all-time record of, whatever likes on Instagram. Like you reached some barrier which you did not have before, which you had before. Now, this is much more easier and simple for the reader to understand, rather than all this noise we had before. But to make the page less boring, you can again change some colors. So we start here. Let's look at this grade. Let's start with something lighter. So maybe we take the one underneath it. we make it darker. We go here, we make this a little darker. And then this one is the most darkest. So maybe we go here. So slightly, you know, engaging. Not only that, we can also change our background instead of white. So first of all, you want to remove all the borders. You want this to be transparent so these black lines don't show. All right, so we'll remove all these black lines. There you go. So it's more crisp. And then let's change the background again to something, you know, engaging. So we had purple in the past 2 pages. Maybe this one here, we use that light yellow background, which kind of we inherited from the page before, and it's transitioning nicely into these colors that we have on the screen. So I think it was this one here. There you go. So this might not be too bad. What do you guys think? Put it in the chat. White or yellow? Which one would you prefer? And then here, let's put them next to each other. Let's put them here, and this one I'll make it white. So let's see. All right, white or yellow? Let me look at the chat, see what you guys have come up with here.
I like the white one.
White one? All right, so let's look at them again. So this is white. And this is yellow. Which one gives you more warmth? And, you know, think of this again. You're a parent, you're a youth looking at it. Yellow or white? White? Okay, so we'll stick to white. That's fine. So now page, we said 1 is the cover. Page 2 and 3 will be in front of each other. 4 and 5 will be in front of each other. So 5 needs to kind of be similar to 4 in formatting. So maybe we, what we do with 5, something similar, publications. Let's copy this slide and manipulate it a little bit. There we go. So what we could do, we could show an ascending curve starting from slide 4, page 4, up to page 5, like this. So maybe we change the order a little bit. We start here at the bottom. We move this here closer. This goes here. This goes here. And then we have a little picture. We can move this text box closer here. Maybe we make it like that. I don't know. Or, you know, something like this. Let's take again and look at what these people did. So they kept all their text normal orientation, except for things like this, which is fine. So maybe we do, all right, we can keep it the way it was. All right, maybe something like that. We just need to center it a little bit. All right, cool. But then we could put the head of outreach picture here. So maybe Jenna, your picture comes here with a little blurb about what this is all about, right? So we're gonna move all these boxes a little to the right, like this, to give more space. And we put, oops, we move this box slightly to the left. I think this is fine the way it is. All right, so we're gonna put a picture here. So we just go grab the picture from the back. There we go, with the text, copy that, move it here, and there you go. We can have, so Jenna can put a very small blurb similar to Behaz. You take this text box, for example, and put it here, all right? And just edit this text, Jenna, with something smaller, you know, 2 words here for the audience. All right, we can move these boxes a little bit out of the way, like that, like this. We can even make them slightly smaller. We don't want them too small because we don't know if we might need the space with other blocks. We want them all to be equal size though, so they don't look out of order. All right, so I think page, we can maybe move this up a little bit now that we got some content here. And move this slightly up to give ourselves just a little bit of text. Now, since we're gonna have this here, it'd be nice to put some color behind it. This is where you can do another hack real quick. For example, we can use again another triangle. You bring it like this, or a hexagon, or some shape like this one. All right, let's see, maybe not that one. Let's try a triangle. So there we go. Let's rotate it. Let's put it here to give it a little bit of effect. We want to pull it up to the end of the text this way as well. All right, align it properly. Where's the rotate here? We rotate it. Oops, not this one, here. All right, get this guy out of the way. Here, rotate. Make it bigger so it goes all the way beyond the edge. All right, this is nice, this is fine. We don't need to make it perfect. All right, that's better. All right, now what we're gonna do, we'll copy these three things and delete them and then paste them again so they're on top of the triangle. All right, now the triangle is giving us some effect. So we're gonna, this text box, we're gonna change the background color of it to maybe some dark color, like this dark side of the bar. So let's change that text background here to gradient. We can use this. There we go. It's the same color as the top, but we're gonna change it to slightly different. Here, let's press custom. We'll make the edges lighter. So we're gonna switch. We want the dark side to be this side on the edge of the left of the page, and the lighter side towards the end of the text so that it blends with the white on the page. All right, so we're gonna change the colors here. This color, which is this one here, which is this, we're gonna make it on that side. So we'll click here, make that like that, and then come here, make this actually white because we want it to blend. We're gonna make it left, linear is fine, but we're gonna make it 180 degrees, not the, nope, the other way around, 0 degrees. There you go. All right, so let's look at this. Now we might wanna put some other color here, dark, so we can add, for example, that looks really cool. All right, so now that's the text box. Why is it like this? Okay, we don't want this white text, so we want this transparent. There you go. We can actually make the text itself white. Nice. All right, now we're gonna do the same thing with the triangle. We're gonna use gradient. We'll choose the same thing like that. And there you go. And then all you need to do now is just move this a little bit here. All right, you guys got the idea. You can adjust this later. We can move this up slightly. Adjust that like that. Maybe for the text, we change it a bit. So instead of white, we can actually use this green here. There we go, something like that. In this case, we need to move our boxes again a little bit to the right of the screen. We have a lot of white space here that we can, or should be using. We can make this triangle bigger so it extends beyond the text box. There you go. And there it is. All right, so these are some little quick hacks that you can do. Actually, I'm thinking, you know what? Let's just make the background of the text box transparent. So it blends like that. Now give some focus to the words that this person is saying, and the message, and it shows the accomplishment. So we'll move this box here. This box can come to the left a little bit and down. This one can go down. They're equally spaced, and this one can go down as well and move right to the edge. We want them like this. All right, and then it's going to pick up on the next page. So we go to page 5 now. We're going to redo this page 5 to match something like page 4. All right, so page 5, remember this curve is going up. So page 5 is going to talk about what? It's talking about publications. So again, too much distraction. We need a clean page. So what we're going to do here, we're going to change the color theme. So we're just going to copy this to here. We'll delete that block. Okay, we're continuing our same color theme. We'll move these images out of the way for now. And we're going to continue with some statistics when it comes to publications. So let's move this out here. Because we want our boxes to be the same in terms of design, right? We'll copy these boxes like that, and we're just going to paste them here. But this time they're going to be on the left of the page because they're picking up from the page before. So it'll be something like that. We'll move this out of the way for now. And then we can say publications. And we move it down to the bottom. Oops, wrong one. All right, so we clean this up a bit. Come on. See, when you put stuff, you need to make sure the margins are just exactly what you want so it doesn't interfere with other things. All right, so publications, we can spread it out a bit. Let's move these 4 up to the far right, as far possible as we can go. Let's make them a little bit like this. All right, and we're going to change the colors because these colors were used exactly the same on the previous slide, right? So we're going to make these a different theme, but still connected to this. So we go back here. We're going to change this one from to this color. This one will be the color next to it, like that. Not that one, the one above. All right, this one. Now we're getting too far away from this template. So maybe we go back to this color here and we use that one. It's like we're reversing the order, sort of, kind of a little bit. All right, something like that. And this is actually not bad because this color green here at the top matches this. All right, so you guys got the idea. Then the color here obviously needs to change to the same that we used here, which is this one, the dark brown. So we'll go back here, change the color to dark brown. We use this one here. I believe it's this color. All right, so any questions so far? All right. You can put that at the top. We'll say we want to make it left justified, publications. All right, and then you put here something about publications. So, you know, why did you choose just 2 publications? How many papers were written? So you say, you know, 2 academic papers on whatever the topics are. Okay, so and so. How many books, if any, right? How many articles, and so on. All right, and maybe it's just 3 things. I don't know. So you have to figure this out. All right. Now, what is this telling us? Black Muslim leaders. Now, if you want, you could put something like that, but you got to make it really small. The intention is not for people to read it, but then you want to put a border to make it, again, look aesthetically pleasing. You want to use that color. and the border needs to be reasonably, yeah, something like that. But if you're going to put that, then you want to put another 3 or 4 of them. So you want to go grab all the press releases, for example, and just, you know, paste them on top of each other like this to show that you have made many press releases, something like this, okay? Where people could still see the top part of the title, but the intention is not for them really to read it. It's just to show that we've done X number of press releases, and you would have that here. So these could be titles of articles, press releases, whatever it is. Now, this is a nice quote or block or a comment, whatever it is, or conclusion. I would not use a block since we use these blocks now. I would take this and just make it as a quote. And whoever is saying this, we put their name. So if this is Sheh's opinion, we paste that. All right, we'll move this down here. We'll make it black text or some dark, something like this. You want to summarize it a bit. It's too much. So summarize it. And then at the end here, you'll put the person's name. So you put the double quotes. And technically, this should be very big text font. It's got to stand out on the page, right? And you put the name here of the person, you know, Sheh Said, for example, and, you know, you make this more visible. All right, so that's kind of how you would blend these pages together. They have more homogeneity to them. All right, you can put a couple of pictures. If you want to keep this, that's fine. I make it small. Again, the intention is not for people necessarily to see it, but it's kind of just, and then I would add 3 more pictures on top of each other. So this is up to you to decide. If you want this, you can put it on another page. All right, so now you got 4 and 5, same theme, then 6 and 7 want to blend. Maybe 6 and 7, we keep them with these colors, although we did not do a transition here from green to blue yet. But for the sake of time, because we're running out of time here, we'll keep them the way it is for now. So this page we already did. We'll move it all the way to the back, and then we'll delete it at the end. So let's go to the next 2 pages, 6 and 7. So 6 and 7 talk about public policy. I would take 6 and 7 and spread it out across 2 slides. Don't cram them up into one. Public policy is a big thing that you guys did this this quarter. So I would spread it out. All right. Maybe the first slide has a big, nice looking picture. Take the internship out, definitely. You know. And just focus on this. You know, something like that. All right, and we go here. I thought I saw Eloise's name somewhere. I don't know where it went. Anyway, you clean this up. In this type of scenario, I would use this picture to fill up the whole page. This could be your background. It's a nice looking picture. All right, then we copy the 2 things in the back. So let's move this out of the way. You copy this, delete it for now. Move these 2, actually move this one back here. Take this out of the way. You know, this could be your background. All right, here's the thing we were looking for earlier. All right, and then you can just cover some text that you don't care about, like the announcement itself. Let's look at this page. So maybe you put this at the top here. Oops. So we delete it, we paste it back, there we go. And in this case, what you might want to do is extend this border all the way to the edges of the page. Like you go all the way here. And we can make this much bigger to fill up the page. Now it's cut up, as you can see on the left. So let's not do that. Let's go undo. Let's just move it down. There you go. We can actually keep moving it. Something like that. All right, and then you can put this text block, instead of the curved edges, let's change this to a square. Can we do that? I don't know if you can change in Google after they've been done. Maybe not. Something for you guys to figure out. All right, so if it can't be done, it can't be done. What I would do if I'm in a hurry, I just move this text block over here. I extend it, and then you can write whatever you want. You just extend it so the straight edges are the ones that show up. So here is what your page is going to look like. All right, you can still see the curve a little bit here, but you can fix that. All right, so we can do that. Or you can just copy the text into a rectangle and put it, obviously be cleaner and easier. And then all this text, you can make it much bigger. Right, so you want to make it larger. You know, stuff like that. You know, to make it easier, I'll just use a rectangle. I'll just go like that. Put the text I want. Move this stuff over here. Copy. Paste. There we go. Then we can get rid of this whole thing altogether. Oops, did I delete the other one as well? We want to keep this one. All right, so we delete that. You move this to the bottom, fill up that white space. Actually, you want to put it right here. All right, actually, gray turns out to be a nice color because of the gray here. So maybe you keep that gray. You just make this slightly bigger. You align it to the edge of the page. You adjust the text formatting. It's too tiny, you want to make it bigger. A little smaller. There you go, something like that. Clean it up, you know, summarize, make it look more aesthetically pleasing. And then I think this is enough text on the page. I would probably just extend this all the way to the bottom and we're good. Then this stuff here, we can figure a place for it later or decide what to do with it later. All right, but now you got a more homogeneous page that is aesthetically pleasing, you know, something like that. I'm trying to work with whatever you guys have already put. Now this page then could be the continuation of the public policy where you put some statistics about the actual program. So I'm going to copy this page again, put it here, move it up. Because I want to keep it for the internship. So I'll delete, this is going to be the internship page. We'll delete this stuff. And this is the continuation of advocacy and public policy. We'll remove this picture, we'll remove all this internship stuff. All right. And here, what we're going to do is, let me check the calendar, make sure I don't have other meetings. Okay, I'm good. All right, what we're going to do here real quick is put statistics. So maybe this big block, you take all this text out and you put number of students attended, you know, classes, number of classes, etc. You show the impact here, okay? Topics discussed. You might want to get a picture of the class, you know, a Zoom picture as people and so forth. And this would be a big text, big font, something, you know, 60 or something like that. Something like this. You fill up your page. All right, so now you got 2 pages on public policy, same color theme, 6 and 7 are in front of each other, it's blue, and then our internship theme is red. So I would definitely make this pink or light red like this. So 8 and 9 will be, again, same theme. We can change this to a gradient. where we go here, we use this theme, for example, and we can customize it. So where it starts, we make it linear from 90 degrees, nope, 180. Let's see, yep, 180. It starts dark on this side, so we're gonna flip the colors. We'll use the dark one here and the light one here on this right side. You guys are following so far?
Yeah.
All right, cool. And let's see. There we go. All right, so we got now red. So here it's pink. It's going low, right? It starts dark, go low. You can change the colors to pink later. Talk about the internship program at length. There's 20 of you guys, so you can put a lot of stuff here. You can put a list of the projects. You can talk a lot about that on slides 8 and 9. All right, and then 10, I put 10 here. So 10, 8 and 9 will match. So again, 8 and 9 will be for the internship. So we take all the stuff about the halaqas out of this one. All right, and here's 10. 10, 11 got to match. 10 will be halaqas. So instead, we don't call them halaqas. We call them what? Circles of knowledge or something like that. So anyway, adjust this. Find a color theme. You want to use a different color instead of red. So maybe you move over to green. Something like that. You gotta, again, make the page light and aesthetically pleasing. This one can also be green. Something like this. And let's talk about financials. So what does that really mean? What are we trying to tell people here? 20 times revenue by type. We talked about this. No one cares about your revenue by type, right? What they care about is your 33,000 donations. What did you do with them? So what you want to show here is your investment at work. All right. You take the revenue out. No one cares about this stuff other than Ilya people. And explain here how this 33,000 was used. Okay, so you do a big, nice pie chart breaking down this number. And if you're gonna use green, what I would do in this case, this background here, I might make the color light green, something like that. Use yellow text, something like that. And you know, you might want to revisit if you want to use these titles in the bars at the top instead. And again, these should extend all the way to the edge. It makes it look a little bit more cool. Okay, so get ideas from the Bridges document, see what they've done. All right, see how they extend it all the way to the edge. You want your team members at the back, you want to have your cover look like something like this, a back cover. Too many pages with current people on it. This is too much. 4 pages is too much. So you want to have 1 page with all the pictures. Like, you know, you don't need to put their titles, but the way to do it, you know, just make these much smaller, like this. And you just put them next to each other. You don't need all the names. You know, just take the pictures, make sure they're all aligned, the same size, you know, and so on. And then once you do that, once you get all the pictures the same size, all this stuff will take out. We got, Sajid, we need your picture. So if you can email that to the team today, as soon as you can, that would be great. So you put the first row of people here, second row on top of them, third row underneath, and you just put a couple of explanations. You can say something like Ilya leadership team. You know, that's it. Or the team behind the scenes. Yeah, you know, it's up to you guys how formal you want to be. You can say Ilya leadership team and be very formal, or you can say the guys and gals behind the scenes. I mean, you could do that. I mean, it's a youth organization. It's fine. You want to make it fun and cool, and you really want to be talking to people your age. When you're doing this document, you want two people to be looking at it: people who donate to you, and people who are like you who would join your programs, right? So I would make it a little formal and a little informal. Maybe the first 2 pages are formal, and then the rest of the document is, you know, something that looks like this. All right, this is kind of cool. I mean, it's full of young people. Now, let me show you real quick before we wrap up another example of something that's more formal. Columbia Association, it's a homeowner association here in Maryland. You got the president's note, just like we have one. Something here on the highlight, how to go to the website. Numbers, see, where does the money go and where does it come from? So they talked about, they raised 85 million. This is where it came from. And here's how it was used. But more important, how's the money used? If you want to show them, so we said we raised 33,000. This is where the money came from. Then we got to show them how we used it. All right. But you can see, even though this is a formal publication, because it's a homeowner association, it's talking to homeowners. So these are adult people. They still use colorful themes. You can see the colors in their graphs and on the side here. And it's just 2 pages, but it has a lot of good information. Then they have some, you know, key highlights here. So what you might want to do on the last page is also include some of your programs. So, you know, you put that here, and then you put, you know, names of programs. I'll let you guys visualize this, but it could be something that looks like this. For example, YPM, but you want to type it out because people won't understand. Youth Project Management. All right, and you make the font small. You can go all the way down to like 14. All right, and then you put the logo for the YPM. I'm just going to use a picture for now. Okay, and then you duplicate that, replicate it for all the other programs. So you got here advocacy and public policy, Empower One. Okay, something like that. If you're going to use 2 lines, you want it to be consistent. So everything has to be on 2 lines. All right, so you want to do as many of these for your programs, the top 6 programs or so. You can move this a little bit to the side. And that's a nice way. Then you got the hyperlinks to these actual programs. So when people get the brochure, they can click on it and go straight to your program. So one would be Youth Crisis Line, you know, and so on. All right, so I'm going to stop here. Hopefully this was beneficial. If you guys have any questions, this is the time to ask. So we'll take 2 minutes for some questions. All right, those who came late, watch the recording because we talked a little bit about the front page, some common things that we should all be paying attention to. All right, and then you'll get an idea what this is all about. So knock this out today. I think between the 20 of you, everyone can jump in here and play a role, but you guys should be able to get this knocked out and send it out tonight, inshallah, for people to read it over the weekend. I think it's starting to look pretty cool. Now, if you're really, really short on time, which you shouldn't be, I mean, it's Friday and there's, again, 20 of you, you should all work together on this. You can go back to the Q1 and steal some of these some of these formats, but I would not overdo it. Like maybe I take one page and kind of replicate it. Okay, so it's all about, you want to think how to format things. This page is not bad. It gives you a really good overview of Ilya. You can keep it at the very end or the second page, something like that. I don't know. I mean, we can copy it for now and put it here somewhere just in case you guys think of using it. All right, questions? No questions?
Nope, none for me.
Okay, what was useful, what was not useful? Let me stop the